Hello viewers, welcome to today's episode of Women's View. I'm your host and my name is Anne Moremi. Today we're very happy that you're joining us and we'd like to hear more from you. Please send in your questions, your comments, and we'll be able to interact with you during the show. You can use our SMS line. The number is 21144. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube. The channel is GBS Kenya. Welcome and enjoy the show. With me in studio today, I have two lovely ladies, and I'd like to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. I'll begin with the lady on my extreme right. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So my name is Esther Kimani. I am a doula and lactation specialist. I support mothers in their journey from pregnancy to birth to at least when their babies are a bit grown.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Julie.
I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to give an opportunity to the lady who is right next to me. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Anne. Hello, viewers. My name is Julie Mithika. I'm a mom of two and a stay-at-home mom. So happy to be here today.
Welcome. So I hope you've been able to guess what today's topic is all about. The title is Mother Helpers. And to start us off, I'd like to just basically talk to Esther a little and tell us what the word doula means. It's a word I've heard a lot, especially when I'm around moms who are expecting. What does it mean?
So a doula is a trained professional that is there to support mothers, educate, support, work with them, and it actually means mother helper. It's a Greek word.
It's a Greek word. I think it's a beautiful word.
I think so too.
Because if there are people who need help, it is mothers.
It's true.
Sometimes they tend to be the ones that are giving a lot. They give a lot to their children, a lot to their friends, their family. And sometimes they get left behind.
Yes, and everyone forgets that this mother also needs nurturing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so a doula actually nurtures the mother so that she can nurture her child.
Yes. Yes. And you know, one thing I found about moms is that they are also very sacrificial.
Yes.
Like when they have some money and they want to spend, you find them spending on their kids. Okay, maybe they went actually to the store to buy something for themselves. Yes. But then they remember, oh, this looks so nice for my child, let me buy it. Before they know it, the money is finished.
Yes, so true.
So moms do need a lot of help.
Yeah.
All right, so Julie, welcome and tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? What did you study?
I grew up in Nairobi. I studied marketing.
Yes.
I never practiced any marketing. I went straight into development world.
Okay.
So I left uni. I worked in some certain NGO for a period of about 2 years. And then I left the country and I was gone for 5 years, working still. I came back. I got married, got my first boy.
Yes.
Then we got our second one,
who
is now 10 months. My firstborn is 2 years.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, so you've had quite a bit of experience in both, because you've worked in Kenya and as well out of Kenya.
Yes.
Did you miss home? You were away for quite a long time.
I was away for a while. I missed home. I would come every year.
Oh, that's good.
I would come every year in December. But then when you come, you miss home. You see, oh, the roads have changed. You know, there are new buildings.
I know.
There are new things happening. So, of course, you definitely miss home.
And it's interesting because, you know, sometimes when you go out and come back, you're able to notice the changes. Sometimes when you've been in Nairobi continuously, you don't even notice that maybe the roads are getting more developed, there's more construction.
You don't notice.
How did you find the change? When you would come back, would you find that the change has been more positive or more negative? Because change could be either or.
I found it very positive. It was the time they were really doing the roads. And I remember they were, at around that period, they were doing Museum Hill.
Yes.
So I was so used to, when you want to go to Museum Hill roundabout, you stay on the right lane.
Yes.
That last lane, then you go up the roundabout to Museum. But then when I came, there's this huge overpass and you're going round and round. The first couple of days I used to get so dizzy.
I know.
And whoever I was with in the car, I would tell them, I'm so dizzy. I am so
go slowly.
dizzy. We are taking this huge bend
Yes.
so quickly. So it was things like that. And then there was thicker superhighway. It was done. I really wanted to go on it. I was like, oh my God, please, can we find a reason? And
go
I
back
kept being told,
home.
you know, you need to know where you're going, because if you miss that turn,
Yes.
you'll keep
You're
going
going to
all
be
the
on
way.
the road for so long. That's
And I was
true.
like, oh, that is so cool.
Oh, that's
So,
good. I'm happy that you got that opportunity to actually see the development as it was happening. Yeah, just taking some time back.
And you appreciate it more.
You do appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're home, you tend to complain more.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that there's not enough stuff to complain about, but sometimes you miss out on the positive.
That's true.
Yes. Esther, tell us a little bit about yourself. So which part of Nairobi did you grow up?
Islando.
Yay, me too.
Islando.
Julie, did you grow up? Which area of Nairobi did you grow up? Not that it matters, just wondering. We're just going back. You know, it's good to go back and remember the good old days.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay, moving on. The Eastlands, guys, we're gonna connect. Okay. Which part of Eastlands?
Donholm.
Ah, nice. I remember Donna. I grew up in Harambee.
Oh.
I also lived in K South.
Oh.
So of course I know Donholm. And you know how it has really changed.
It's changed.
Completely.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So I grew up there, went to school, finished, went to campus,
Yes.
finished, joined the corporate world. I was a HR consultant.
I thought you said you're a doula.
I
no?
know, right?
Okay, so there's a story there about how.
Sorry. And
Okay.
when I got my first child.
Did you work as a HR?
Yes, I did. I did for maybe 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
For
so
quite a
it was
while.
for quite a while. It
That was your career
I was
path,
actually
honestly.
established. It was.
Yes.
It was had a pretty good job.
And did you enjoy being in HR?
I did.
Okay.
I just did know that was not my path
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I think God surprises you and brings things
He
your
does.
way.
He absolutely
Yeah.
does. Yes.
So I when I got when I got pregnant, I had one of those crazy pregnancies, really complications from day one. And by the time I was getting my baby was also unwell.
Oh.
And throughout that experience, I realized that most of what was going through in my pregnancy and the problems my child has were actually lack of ignorance.
Oh, you didn't have some vital
information.
Nothing major, but
Nothing
little
major,
tips
little
here
things
and there.
there that made things go wrong. So I had a good doctor, went to a
Yeah.
good hospital,
Yes.
had nice insurance, but
the experience.
the experience was really bad. And
Yeah.
so I was like, no, I think there's something missing. There's a missing link between the mother and the medical...
Pre-mom and mom.
Yeah, pre-mom. And
Before
also,
baby comes.
we have good medical care,
Yes.
but there's this person in between that is not there. And if you ask your mother, she would say, like, when she was pregnant, she would go for clinic, and they would be sat down, like, under a tree, and they would be taught, about
what to expect.
what to expect. Then there was a village.
Yes.
If you are not told in hospital, there was your mother would move in with you. Like I remember when my mother was I'm the firstborn, so when my mother was getting the other kids, my grandmother would come and stay for
quite a while.
For quite a while.
Yes.
And so she was the one mothering. And then now we have this situation where you're in your own apartment.
I know.
You're by
So
yourself.
It's
It's
different.
different.
Isolated.
Exactly.
It's a question of isolated community that we've become.
Exactly.
Yeah. But one thing that I have some Muslim friends, and one thing I admire about them is that when after they give birth, it's like somebody comes to stay with them for 40 days.
Yes.
And I think that it is very,
That
very
is still,
awesome.
it's so awesome, it's so
Yeah.
vital.
Okay.
So that's where my journey began. So
Oh,
instead of
excellent.
going back to my corporate job, I went back to school.
Yeah.
Because I felt that I needed to train so that I'm able to support mothers in this journey in between.
Yes.
And that's what I've been
That's
doing
how-
for the last 11 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Much now, much longer than
Much
HR.
longer than
So it's so
HR.
interesting because
Yeah.
out of your frustration,
Yes.
a business opportunity arose.
Yes.
But it's also because you were able to overcome it. You know, sometimes you get frustrated,
Yes.
and then you just remain in your frustration. So after that season is over, you could completely move
move
on,
it. Yes.
and you want to forget about it.
Yes.
But for you, you
For
were
me,
able to turn it
something,
around.
something got birthed in me. I keep
Yeah.
saying it was also birthed like a baby.
That's true.
And yes, and I was like, I can't go back.
Yeah.
I have so many moms. So 11 years later, 8,000 babies later,
Wow,
I
those are the
am
moms that
so
you've helped.
excited, yes.
8,000.
8,000.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you truly are a mom of many.
Many. So I have very many babies
Congratulations,
out
that's
there.
a huge number.
in-
8,000,
yes.
wow.
Yeah.
And one of them is right here with us today.
Two of them.
Two of them.
Oh, two of them. Yes, she's a mom of two.
Yes, because
So
I
she's
met
used to-
her. I met her when she was getting her first baby.
Yeah.
Yes, and before we get there, I want to talk a little bit about your transition from working to being a stay-at-home mom. Tell us a little bit about that journey. When did you make that decision? What influenced you?
Okay. I've always known
Yes.
that when babies come, I want to stay at home with them.
Okay.
I saw it in my mom.
Yeah.
My mom did it with us.
Did you like it when you were a child?
I did.
Do you think that maybe
I did.
inspired you?
It made a difference. It also made a very
Okay,
big
a shout out
difference.
to your mom.
Yeah.
For being so awesome,
Hi,
for being
Mom.
there for you.
And then my sister did it
Uh-huh.
with her kids.
Yes.
And I used to see how she would interact with her kids. And I'll be like, I want this.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, of course, I was like, I'll never get married. I'll never have babies. That life is not for me. But then you find yourself there and it's the most amazing thing.
Yes.
And I figured, this is what I want. And thank God for my husband. He's very supportive.
Yeah,
We
because you had to
had-
discuss it with him.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
had to
because
discuss
there's
it.
some men, I think, who want their wives to, they want to have a double income or something. you
Yeah.
know?
So we sat down, we talked about it, and I told him, you know, for me, I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
When kids start coming, I don't want to do 3 months
I know,
leave
and then leave.
and then go to work.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
You
Thing.
know, you'll be so shifty.
I'm here
Are you at work or are
doing
you at
work,
home?
and then I'm thinking, okay, now I left
How's
my
baby?
son unwell. Okay, is she eating? Is this happening?
Yeah.
Are they, you know, what is going on? I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, so I need to have one master.
Yes, that's true.
And in
Okay.
this case, my master was my children.
Your children, you wanted to be there for
I
them.
wanted to be there.
Earlier when you were talking, you also talked about you wanting to experience each and every milestone
Yeah.
and being, not to
Yes.
be told about it.
I didn't want to be told. I didn't want to come home and then I'm told, "La alitembea," you know,
And you missed it.
and or today she clapped or whatever,
Yes.
and I missed that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be there. I wanted to be the one to teach my children. I want to teach you how to clap.
Yeah.
I want to teach you how to say mama and baba, because
Yes.
also when I'm at home with my kids, and I did it with my son, my firstborn,
Yeah.
I have a conversation with them. And I was told, I don't know if it's Esther actually who told me this, don't do the goo goo gaga with your children.
Yes.
You
Talk
know?
normally.
Talk to them like you're having a proper conversation.
Yes.
So I would do that. I want to be there. If I'm cooking something, I want to be talking to them and tell them, now mama is chopping onions. These
Yeah.
are onions, this is a knife. You know, now we put it in the pot. And at times they're just sitting there looking at you, but you're building their vocabulary.
You're stimulating a part of their brain, even as you interact with them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And you see, I keep thinking, you're the one who's got the best interest for your
Yeah.
child.
Yeah,
Sometimes you do have
definitely
maybe a house help or somebody to help you, but nobody can do, there's certain things that only you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I applaud you for that decision and for sticking with it, because you wanted to. You know, you might have changed your mind. Maybe
Yeah.
now
There are many
you have your
times
own.
I thought,
Uh-huh.
maybe I should change my mind. Is this a good idea? Because
Yes.
you get also a lot of backlash.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think in our society, people are not very used to the idea of stay-at-home moms. It's not, you know, that's for the white people, you
I
know?
know, or
that
maybe for
kind of
people who
thing.
don't have another option.
Or you don't have
say for
another
you had
option.
even an international job.
Yeah.
So I can imagine you had to resign.
Well, yeah, I did, not exactly. When I was coming back, I'd finished what it is I was doing. So I was
Okay.
coming now to transition into something else.
Okay. That made
But
you
then
really
I
busy.
now put a pause on it. Because I was like, now if I transition into this thing, I'm transitioning into it for how long?
Yes.
I'll be there, 2 months, 3 months, and then I'm like, hey guys, by the way,
It's been real.
Yeah.
Baby is here. And I want to be home with baby.
I have
Then look
to
at you
go.
like you knew that
you
when
knew
you were
that all
interviewing.
along. So
You
why,
know.
why are you wasting our time?
I'm sure you understand. Being a HR consultant,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you spend so much time recruiting.
recruiting,
And then you
training,
start saying, this lady is
somebody
adding
saying, "I
weight."
want to go.
You're like, so why were you here in the first
I
place?
know, why didn't you mention that was a material fact you should have told us, and maybe we would have still given you the job, but at least would have been more prepared to know that we're going to be letting you go after a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
All right, so Esther, tell us, what are some of the things that were difficult for you in your pregnancy and your giving birth period that you later came to realize were very simple things that were just basically because of lack of knowledge?
Like one main one, when my baby was born,
Yeah.
I remember seeing the baby and she was very white, like you could almost see the veins, like
Okay.
almost translucent. And I was like, what's up? and they're rushing the baby away, and they're like, your baby seems not to have much blood.
Okay.
And so in that process, I got tested, and both of us were severely anemic. And yes, I was given supplements.
You had been given
I'd been
supplements
given
earlier.
supplements earlier during the
During
pregnancy.
the, what is it called? The
The
prenatal.
Yeah, my doctor wrote
phase.
for me, and I bought. But I tended to have a lot of nausea and vomiting. And so for me, I was like, I'm not taking those things because
so you got off
they
them.
make me feel yucky. And then I didn't like meat, so I'm not even eating so well. So I'm not having a diet that's rich in iron. First of all, I didn't even know what is rich in iron in the first place.
I know.
And then I'm not taking
Your supplements.
the supplement. And that's the amazing thing. I think I'm learned. I think
You are,
You're
an informed person,
I'm an
yes.
informed person. But in essence, I ended up having, because no one really insisted and told me the importance of iron during pregnancy, and especially in the last trimester, and how to even take this iron so that it's useful to my body. I ended up having a sick child after delivery. So
something that could have been easily avoided. Because
Avoided.
even if you're feeling nauseated,
if I know that it's so important,
you're gonna go on with it.
I'm
Yes,
gonna take it. I'm gonna, you
you just go through it exactly and know that it will
Yeah.
last for a short time.
Exactly.
But the benefit of it is far greater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's small things like those. My baby was born and was taken away and was given formula. Now, I'm a lactation specialist, and one of the things that we say is key to a good start to a successful breastfeeding journey is breastfeeding the baby within the first 1 or 2 hours of birth, because the baby is able to stimulate milk. The suckling reflex is strongest, so they're able to attach to the breast properly. So what happened without that,
For a whole 24
hours, my baby was brought, and my baby was like, what's that?
I know you.
I put them at the breast, and they're like, I'm not having any of that. And she would turn her head and cry.
After just one day.
Just one day.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And yet it is such a natural reflex.
Yes, yes. It
To
took
just
a
look for
month.
it and suck.
It took a month.
The way they
to
suck
get
with
her
a lot of gusto.
You know, it took a month to get her to start breastfeeding,
A month.
which was hell. I
that
was
was crazy.
depressed.
Did you have milk even?
I had milk, so I would express
painful.
and would feed the baby, you know. And it took, and I think my turning point was one day being, because my daughter was in the nursery because she was unwell, is being in the nursery, and I had to leave home and go home without my baby and have to come back every day.
You're anemic.
I'm anemic.
You're not breastfeeding.
Yeah, exactly.
You're feeling, in a way, you're feeling like maybe you're also to blame for her
blame.
anemic situation.
I remember going to home, and at the gate there was the caretaker, and he came to open the gate very excited. Umekuja, umekuja. And I looked at him and I burst out crying. And he's like, so
where's baby?
where's the baby? You know, and it was not his fault, and he felt so sorry, but that's how I felt. I felt out of emotion.
Yeah.
But my turning point was at the nursery. There was a visiting nurse from the UK, and she came and she was like, why are you expressing and not breastfeeding? And I told her my baby won't breastfeed. And she said, okay, let me go. She went, brought my baby, and she sat with me for 2 hours. This was almost a month later. Sat with me for 2 hours.
No one else had taken that.
Taken time.
You know, that personalized.
You know, that attention. And at the end of it all, we were breastfeeding.
After just 2 hours.
After just 2 hours. And amazingly,
A month
once my
later.
baby started breastfeeding, like a day later, she was so much better, we went home.
Oh, really?
Like,
because
now
tell us
there's
about the benefits of
breastfeeding.
I need to cut you short because your story is just
amazing.
and it's very interesting.
It needs a whole show on its
I
own.
need Julie to come in because as we were talking about supplements earlier, she mentioned also that there's some information you gave her that helped her when you got in some supplements from your doctor as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
So they give you iron, and then after some time now you start taking calcium.
Okay.
I didn't know you're not supposed to take the two at the same time.
You're not told by the doctor
No,
or by the pharmacist?
No one tells you, you know, because it's something they do every day.
Yeah,
you know, they
for them,
write
it's obvious to
prescriptions when you go
them. For you, it's your first
pharmacy,
time.
They give you, you know, you take, you go home. But then she told me, don't take them at the same time.
Exactly, yeah.
So what I would do is I would take my iron at night.
Yes.
and I'll take my calcium in the morning.
And that's a good thing, because even taking it at night, when you're sleeping, you're less likely to feel nauseated, because you've already mentioned that it has a side effect of nausea. So even that information of being told to take it at night was helpful. How was your pregnancy experience, the first one?
The first one
Can you remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was good.
Okay.
It was, of course, it was new.
Yeah.
My body was aching in places I didn't even know existed.
I should like, which part of me is that?
Yeah, but it was nice. I didn't have any issues at all. And then someone told me, you need to meet this lady called Esther.
Okay.
And I was like, Esther is a doula. I'm like, what?
What is doula?
Doula? We have
It's not an English word. It's not an Swahili word.
Just get in touch with her. She's great. She'll help you with your pregnancy journey. So I got in touch with Esther, and Esther asked me, how far along are you? And I think I was maybe 20 weeks or something like that. And Esther told me, okay, let's wait until you get to 30 weeks.
So you're this organized mama.
Yeah, I was organized. I was like, yeah, let's start. So I'm here. I want to know, what do we do? Yes. What exercises can I do? You know, what foods should I eat? Of course, I'd done a lot of Googling. What to eat, what not to eat, and all that stuff. So at 30 weeks, she came in.
Okay, you called her after 30 weeks?
Yeah, I called her. We planned we had 2 classes. So she came to my home, and my husband was present. Yeah, he was present. And we talked about, I can't even remember what we discussed in that class.
Labor, birth.
We talked about the whole thing.
Actually, Esther, just come right in and tell us why 30 weeks instead of 20 weeks. What is wrong with her calling you at 20 weeks?
No, so 20 weeks, there's not, usually in the second trimester, the baby is established. So we'd probably just have a conversation about your diet and how to just carry your pregnancy.
And you're done with the first trimester. The first trimester usually is a bit, I think, tricky
crazy.
sometimes.
Yeah. And so there are some moms who will even call me at that time. Because maybe they're having a lot of issues with nausea and vomiting, their diet, they're probably having a difficult time.
Certain smells, they can't stand.
So it depends on what challenges. Like for her pregnancy was going pretty well. She didn't have much issues. So I told her, it sounds like you're doing okay. So we can meet, because usually for childbirth preparation classes, we prefer to do them after around 30 weeks when you're closer to
delivery. Otherwise you live and forget.
But also far enough so that you're not giving birth tomorrow. You know, some people call you like, today, I'm already due, and you're like, okay, what
it's
can
a little
we learn?
late. You know, what are we going to, you're done with the process, you know.
So it's 30 weeks is great, because then you're in your 3rd trimester, we are now getting ready to deliver, have the baby, close enough for you to remember all the things that we will learn. So that's why 30 weeks for childbirth preparation classes is usually a good time.
And back to you, I know that there's a reason why you called her. The person who told you to call Esther must have given you a story, because I mean, what is it that made you actually call? Were you just trying to get organized, or was the person who referred you, was the experience so awesome that she just had to tell you to go on and get a doula?
She's a friend of mine. Her husband and her and her husband are a friend of ours. My husband and I. So I can't even remember. We were talking about it, and they're like, "How is pregnancy going on?" And of course, I was there at that point of, I have so many questions.
I know.
You know, first baby, what do you do? You know, what do you eat? What do you not eat? When baby comes, what? As in, so many questions. How do you know it's time to go to hospital? So that's when I was told,
your bag is ready. Was your bag ready at 20 weeks? Just in case.
I tried. So I got in touch with Esther because of that, because I had so many questions, and I needed someone to answer them to me, not in a medic kind of way, in a way that I can be able to understand and explain to me step by step.
And did you find that maybe, was it something that your mom and your sisters could do for you? Why do people tend to not give the whole story? Sometimes, especially about pregnancy, and especially about what happens after in terms of the bleeding. Sometimes it's a big
nobody
surprise.
ever tells you.
Why is that a big secret?
I
Nobody
think
tells you.
It's also our culture, our African culture. Some things are very private.
Personal.
It's the same reason why your mother just told you, don't talk to a boy.
I know.
And didn't tell you what will happen if, you know, don't tell you,
I know what will happen if you talk, come on.
You know, so there's that, I think also culturally, so no one talks about it. And studies after studies after studies are showing that when a mom is well prepared, then she has a better start to her mothering journey.
Yes.
And of course, preventing postpartum depression.
Yes.
She is an informed mom is also a good patient because she understands when the doctor says A, B, C, D.
It's familiar. It's
familiar.
something she's aware. She's not hearing it for the first time.
We've had women being so traumatized by something as simple as a vaginal check, which happens during delivery.
And they're like, hey.
I mean, they're like, why am I removing my panty? You know. No. And she's so traumatized by that. And what studies have shown is that whatever happens to a mother during delivery, even if she has dementia and what is those diseases?
Any kind of
mental illness where she cannot remember,
yes.
she will remember that bad birth experience. She will live with it. It is so
in the memory.
Yeah, and that's why postpartum depression is so real.
Even when you get dementia, you don't forget.
You don't forget. This was actually a study done by a WHO actually.
Imprinted in the brain, you know.
They would remember the trauma of birth when they could remember their own name.
Wow,
yeah.
Interesting. And you know what? Something else that I also sort of experience is like the poop that the baby brings out the first time, the meconium.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know that it's normal,
yeah.
you can panic and
and think your baby is sick.
You can think the baby is sick.
Yeah.
Yet it's just something which is normal.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if you know about it, you know. But if you don't,
you
really think something is absolutely off.
So when you know what to expect, then you know you're actually more confident. And when you're a confident mom, your baby is happier. So a lot of times you hear about colic. One of the causes of colic is actually the mother. The baby is actually crying because they're just getting the energy from their mother. Their mother is stressed and their mother themselves is not confident, and so the baby is not feeling secure. It's not gas.
No
the baby
way.
is not
Come
feeling
on,
secure. That is actually one of the reasons. And so what happens, and so many times, it's even happened to me. I have gone and had a session with a mother whose baby was colicky, and the mother gets confidence, and suddenly she's like, the baby's not crying.
The colic went away.
Yeah. So what happened? The mama just got confident, and the baby felt secure.
I've never had that. It's my first time to hear that being colicky is not
yes,
because of gas.
There's gas.
Maybe there's a gas element.
There's some who it's gas, but there's some, they're not gassy at all. Yeah. But they're crying.
You're just passing on the emotions.
All the emotions. And babies at that time, because they can't see so well, the other senses are not so developed. Yeah. But one sense is their sense of smell and how they feel, their emotions.
That's very well developed. So they you sort of connect at that level. Guess what, ladies? We need to take a break because time is really going.
Yeah.
But please keep it right here. We shall be right back. Thank you. Hello viewers, welcome to Women's View.
What you see is what you get.
Very exciting and fun.
We grew up in a certain community and we were told this is how women are.
Everybody was coming with what they can get.
This is not a joke. You signed up for life.
Very interesting.
A woman is this.
You want somebody else to do something for you that you can do for yourself.
You know what you're doing, a great job. You keep doing it.
You are going to school to become a musician. Like, seriously?
Okay, hit. The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
People have dominance over themselves. Why? Daddy, no money. Give me money, I'll buy for you. Daddy, I say I don't have money. I know, Daddy.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard its spots?
예수님이 우리의 모든 죄값을 다 지불하셨기 때문에 예수님 다 이루었다라고 말씀하셨잖아요.
So Jesus paid for all the wages of our sin. That's why he could say it is finished.
Yesu alipa mshahara wa dhambi ya deni zetu lote, ndiposa akasema kwamba imekwisha.
하나님은 슈퍼컴퓨터와 같은 분이에요.
Everyone, God is like the supercomputer.
Upendo wa Mungu ni kama hii supercomputer.
And this is G Radio.
welcome. This is G Radio #1 TV show, and we're coming live at GBS TV. And I'm your host, Isaac Tabitha.
I'm the co-host, Evan Tinyari. And as usual, we have our DJ Deco. You can also send your views on my Instagram page and Tinyari_it.
Also, you can get me on our Facebook page as Isaac Tabitha. Thank you so much, guys.
Keep it here.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni Sweetie Pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. But that's a question.
When you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what? Who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
제가 여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일레와 사와사와 이러면
Whenever I say 우나일레와 사사,
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
they respond with their eyebrow.
Healing, hope, restoration. Amazing stories of real people like you who have triumphed over tragedy. Watch Turning Point International and be inspired to reach your turning point.
It really ministers to the soul of man, and as a pastor, you benefit a lot because people learn and they learn how to cope with issues probably you don't even deal with in your sermons.
It's not reality TV, it's real life TV.
Hi, my name is Zawadi. At Mahanaim, I studied to qualify for the IGCSE through the Cambridge International Educational Program.
We Mahanaim International High School students enjoy extracurricular activities such as joining GBS TV Club, Taekwondo, cultural dance, orchestra, swimming, foreign languages, community service, and much more. I believe this unique experience I gained here will go a long way into strengthening the future me.
The teachers and other ministers at Mahanaim spared no pain in running with us until the end of the mile, until we secured all of our goals.
And that's how I passed my IGCSE exams.
Mahanaim International High School cares about my future. Beyond our education, Mahanaim nurtures us to have bright and healthy mind so that we could become great future leaders.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it here. Today we're talking about mother helpers. We have quite a few right now in the industry, and we are very privileged to have a doula with us. And she's telling us about the kind of help that she's able to give ladies during birth, at birth, just when they're pregnant, during birth, and also when they get to the stage of lactation. So welcome, keep it here. Remember that you can be in touch with us. Our SMS line is 21144, and we're also live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can basically send in your comments or your questions, and we'll be able to get back to you. So ladies, thank you so much again for coming. This is a very interesting conversation, and I'm learning a lot, especially what you said about, before we took a break, we were talking about the mom's mental state. The fact that how her mental state is able to be transferred to the baby. So when a mom is calm and confident, the child also tends to be calm.
Because a lot of one of the most important aspects of for a baby. So mothers bond with their babies, but babies attach to you initially. They don't actually bond. They just attach to this natural.
Okay.
My source of food, my source
course.
of warmth.
They need you to survive.
The person nurturing, yes. So they attach. And that attachment, if they don't feel secure in that attachment, then they will cry, they will not sleep, they will, all the things that we say, it's a difficult baby.
And it does have psychological impact as
on
well,
the
not
baby.
just the physical.
Yes, not just the physical. Even the psychological growth of that baby, the social aspect, the mental growth is affected when the mother is not secure. So it's so closely related.
And attaching is different from bonding.
Bonding, yeah.
So what makes you bond?
So they start bonding now, actually around 3 months, when now it's more relational.
Yes.
When they start laughing at you, with you, and playing.
Looking at you.
And then that's when now they form a bond. And that's when you'll notice that time now they're interactive. So that's when now they bond. So we confuse the two terms, but they're very different initially. And a newborn, and that's why we talk about nurturing your newborn.
Yes.
Talking to them, meeting their needs, attending to their cry when they cry. If a baby is left to cry, a newborn is left to cry for a very long time, then what they do is they learn not to trust the world.
Yes, they become insecure.
Yeah, and they become insecure. And so that will be reflected even in
later
the
on
adult's life. Yeah.
And to be honest, a lot of times as a mom, you don't even know about these things.
Yes.
And sometimes there's a lot of conflicting information out there from books, from the internet. Because I know that there are these moms, and I'm not saying there's anything bad about it, because there are different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
So, like, when you leave a child to cry for too long, let's say when you're trying to make them learn how to sleep.
Train,
So is there a limit, like, to how long you should let them cry? Because you don't want them to be insecure.
For me, I also, one of the things that I advise is about sleep. And I am like, you cannot sleep train a newborn. They don't know what is going on. They've just been born to this world.
They're just checked
like,
in.
I just want to be fed,
everything is new.
to be warm, to be changed, to be loved, to be hugged. They do not know. And that's why we're saying that's the attachment period. And so if you're going to do the cry it out method, you need to wait for at least around 12 weeks, which is around 3 months. When I'm saying when the bonding, that time now the baby is older. Now they've moved, they've already attached, they've already formed their bond. In fact, that's when you find babies, you hear somebody saying, anakata watu.
Exactly, because now they want you, the
bonded,
mom, they bonded with you. You're not just a nurturer, it's like you've become a friend.
Now you become a friend.
You get what we mean? You remember these phases?
I know those phases. I know those phases completely.
And you know, it's interesting because you do have 2 children, and you met her during your first pregnancy. Did you also use her for the second?
Yes, I did. I called her and I told her, Esther, now we are having another baby.
How soon after?
It's usually our journey.
I told her, well, we're having another baby.
Was the second one planned, or was it like a surprise, a pleasant surprise?
It was a pleasant surprise. It was a very pleasant surprise.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. So I told her, so now we are doing this again.
I know.
So I need refresher. So each time I would call her, I tell her, Esther, I need refresher. This and this part, what did we say we do? Because for some funny reason, you forget. Even when I went into labor with my second one, I called her and I told her, I'm not sure, but I think.
I'm in labor,
Yeah, it's like your body moves on.
I think the brain also has a way, because it's a very traumatizing
I found myself,
experience.
I found myself moving on.
Yeah.
So when I called her and I was explaining to her over the phone, I was even sitting there in my house, I was thinking, I think this is labor.
I know, is this the fake one?
Yeah, then I was thinking, is this the fake one? Is this the real one? You know, is this those Braxton Hicks?
Exactly.
Then I'm like, no, then I think, oh, let me call Esther.
Yeah.
Call Esther, I'm feeling like this. So Esther said, yeah, I think you're in labor. And myself,
was your bag ready?
What?
Like, really? I hope everything is okay.
I was like, what do I do?
But that means that your pregnancy was very easy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
My pregnancies have been easy. I've not had many issues. I've not had issues, actually.
But I like the fact, how does it feel knowing that there's somebody you can reach out to immediately? How valuable is that resource, Esther, as a resource?
For me, it's like the best thing.
I know, they look at your faces like, how do you do pregnancy
Yeah,
without, like how do you do pregnancy without her?
When I meet people, when I have my friends who are, pregnant, expecting their baby soon, and I'm always like, you need to talk to Esther.
You better.
If you know what is good for you,
you better do this, what I'm telling you. Call this number now.
Because when we delivered our first, I remember the whole milk thing came. And I never cried during labor, but during that, I cried.
What made you cry? I thought it's such a pleasurable
No, the pain.
Which pain? What are you talking
for
about?
breast milk.
You mean it's painful?
When your milk comes, when you get
the first time or all the
when
time?
you get engorgement.
She got engorgement.
Ah,
on
because
day,
the milk,
day
yeah,
one, actually.
yeah. Because my baby is so small, there's only so much he can feed.
Yes.
So I have a lot.
And
Oh, you
she's
had
one
a
of those
lot of
blessed people with
milk.
a lot
Yeah,
of milk.
I have a lot of milk.
And so if
And
you
so
don't
I never
get it
cried
out?
during labor. When you don't get it out, it's painful.
Oh, poor
I
girl.
cried during that, and I called
Imagine.
Esther. My husband was
What
on the
is
phone with
this?
Esther. He was like, Esther, what do we do? What
You
do
were
we
home
do?
by this time?
No, we were still in hospital.
And you called Esther?
Yeah.
Esther, do you come to hospital or were you?
Yeah, she comes to hospital.
And we massage.
And we have to
those
massage
roots
and
get the milk flow.
You're so
going.
sweet.
everything flowing. And when I went home, I told her, we're going home tomorrow. So tomorrow you come.
Yeah, come home.
You come
Did it
home.
help the massaging?
It helped, but then also what I needed to learn was, is my baby latching properly?
Yeah. Because I also thought that it is actually automatic for the baby to
It's
to
not,
latch.
it's not automatic.
It's something that you have to also be taught.
It's something you need to be
Were
taught.
you
It's
taught
something
at
you
the
need-
hospital?
They just, not really. Not
There's a gap.
There's
There's
a gap.
There's a soft
Exactly.
skills gap.
There's a soft skills gap.
Yeah.
There's a gap there that I was not getting. And, you know, when they look and they think, oh, the baby is, you know, pulling, so he's feeding.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, we are good. But then I still felt I need Esther
Yeah.
to tell
To just
me
confirm to me that I'm doing the
it
right
right.
thing. Yes.
So when she came, she told me, okay, put him there, let's see. And she looked and she said, no, he's not latching properly.
So
which
what-
made sense because his sleep was tick, 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 tick.
His
So
what?
the sleep.
He
was not sleeping for a longer period.
He was
so he was
sleeping
not
for
getting
short.
full.
Oh, when the baby is full, they sleep for a longer time.
Yeah.
Yes.
When,
he's
when you
full,
say
he
tick,
sleeps
tick, tick, I'm like, what is tick,
like
tick, tick?
in gaps, little gaps,
Ah,
little
okay.
gaps, little gaps. So he was not sleeping in
longer,
he was not
sleeping longer.
Yeah, he was not
Long enough.
sleeping long enough because he was getting tired
Of pulling.
of pulling.
Ah.
So he stops
yeah.
and he sleeps.
Oh yeah.
Then he wakes up
because he's
I'm hungry,
tired.
and I'm like,
he's
you slept
exhausted,
just now.
but he's hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry.
So you're like, you've just slept while you
Yeah,
up
why are
again.
you up again?
It's so confusing.
Yeah. So when Esther came,
Yeah.
she even showed me different ways to hold your baby for breastfeeding. It's not just one way like this.
Yeah.
There are different ways, the ones that's comfortable for you. And that afternoon, she stayed with us the whole day at home.
Wow. Esther,
And
you're such a gem.
He fed and he slept. When she left, I even told her, imagine he's still sleeping.
You do. You forgot about, you're actually happy.
Yeah,
and when I look at your
because
face,
then
you're like,
see,
oh, you are.
You see a very big difference.
Yes.
And that for me was that. So I never experienced things like cracked nipples.
Which is also something that
Which is
happens
something
quite a lot.
people
and people
really
don't
experience.
know.
Yeah.
It's the latch.
And I can imagine how painful a cracked nipple is. you know.
It's worse than labor, by the way. When you hear her saying,
Yeah, because she said she didn't
I
cry
met
during labor, but
many moms who say, I thought labor was bad. This is nothing like that. And then, you know, for cracked nipples, it's not, you don't see an end in sight. You know, labor, you're like, when the baby comes,
it's over.
It's over.
Yes.
Now you have a baby.
You're going to
you need
breastfeed
to
for like
feed.
3 months,
Yes.
for no 6 months, exclusively. Will this be
And
how it will be?
How it's gonna be. So the immense pressure, not only from the pain, but emotional pain and psychological pain that these mothers go through when the baby does not latch. So it's so important for mothers to be well supported during labor and after, so that they, you see, she knew there's a problem. So
she could tell
moms
something
even-
is wrong,
Yeah.
but you don't know what it is,
Yeah.
and maybe the people around you at
Yeah,
hospital,
yeah. 'Cause
they're
then-
not helping, or they don't know, or
Sometimes
they think it's
don't know.
sometimes they
I
think it's
mean,
obvious also.
We one of the things that we do in an association of called Kenya Association for Breastfeeding, and one of our mandates is to actually train midwives and doctors and pediatricians about lactation, because
Wow.
most of them, and when we do these trainings, they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, is that what a good latch is?
Yeah.
Because you actually need to have milk exchange coming from the breast. Having a baby on the breast does not necessarily mean
Milk is
that there's
flowing.
milk exchange. That milk is coming from the breast
To
to
the
the baby.
baby.
And that's what was happening to her.
Yeah, that's
Her
what
baby
was
getting
remaining.
very little milk. So the baby was actually not getting full.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's that gap, and I guess we are the ones now standing in that gap to help
But then you're
mothers
so passionate
along.
about this. And
I
you know
am.
what? You're also very skilled, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And one thing you told us is that you did HR.
Yes.
So how is it that you have so much information
Yeah.
about being a doula and about
Yeah.
lactation?
Because as a HR, I guess my foundation knows that I have to get trained for me to be able to be effective in my
Yes.
work. So I have trained.
So you're skilled,
I
huh?
am skilled. I'm
Okay.
actually certified. I'm a certified lactation specialist, certified doula, certified childbirth educator. I've got,
Yeah, we've got a lot of qualifications around being a mother helper. I
In
like
fact,
that.
I didn't know. I even went back and I have a diploma in nutrition. So, and because I wanted to be able to also not only support mothers during lactation, because what was happening, mothers would breastfeed very well.
Yes.
Then I meet them 9 months later, they're like, my baby's not doing well at all. Because now when the baby started eating, everything went south.
Exactly, because before it was milk only. And mom's nutrition was up to par.
Yes.
But then now,
when the baby starts
another
that's
tricky
another
phase when you're
whole
weaning.
area.
You know.
So I went back. So I'm an infant nutritionist. Yeah.
Wow, look at
so,
you.
Yeah. So
I'm proud of you.
It's the whole journey.
Yes.
So I not only, because most doulas just do the birth part.
Exactly.
And maybe a bit of lactation and that's it. So for me, I work with moms up to even potty training we do.
Yeah. So you actually are there for the long haul.
Yeah. So right now I'm actually an infant care specialist. So it's not only just about birth, but it's about the whole process.
Yeah.
Because I think mothers need help all the way.
Exactly. Mothers need help and they need support.
Yeah.
And they need somebody who's got the knowledge and somebody who also has the soft skills, because just by her interaction with you, I can tell that you are a friend. You're somebody that they're comfortable to
We've actually become, I keep saying I'm one of the most blessed women.
You've got so many friends out of all this.
So many friends.
Yes.
And we become, and for some, yes, we meet, everything goes and we go, but for some,
they remain, like the two of you have bonded.
We just became friends. So we are more than just the baby thing. Our conversations are beyond the baby things. We became very good friends.
So as a woman, when you were changing your career from HR to being a mother helper, a doula and a lactation specialist, how was that transition for you? Okay, for you it was
very hard.
Oh, it was.
But thankfully my husband was very supportive.
Okay, that's good.
But the other family, I had a good job, 6-figure.
So
and
they're like, what?
Our helping women to
breastfeed back. What is that?
They've not been breastfeeding.
Before you came along, are you
my goodness, yes,
the miracle that they've been waiting for?
My dad even took my husband aside.
And you're the firstborn?
I'm the firstborn. Took my husband aside and asked him,
what is happening?
Told your wife not to work.
Actually, you're like,
to go and teach people to breastfeed.
Why are we not flowing? I know the plans I have for my daughter, and you're part of them as a husband, but now things are going haywire.
Yeah, and we had to downscale, sell one car. Life had to change, because initially this was really new. I think my first.
Was it hard for you?
It was very hard.
Yeah.
For people to even understand why they have to pay.
For the services.
Show me.
Oh, they thought that this is a free service. You're just a friend who's come to rub my back.
I did, because I needed to create demand. So initially I did not charge. It was really hard, and you're going to a mom and then you show them, but you know what? That's where my business started.
Yeah.
Those moms would say,
the difference that you made.
So what happened after a while, they'd be like, let me give you fare.
Let
me, so it started like that. And then you start off charging, and then you actually see people actually, or you go to a mom and say, so how much do you charge? And from there, a business was born.
The first person who asked you that, did you have an answer or
no,
did you fumble?
My brain froze.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah. It was really like a shock, like because for me, I was just enjoying the process. I was really enjoying. But one of the things about being a doula is that you learn so much. I learn even from her.
Yes.
I learn. So you keep learning. So it's actually a very, very fulfilling career because I learned so much from moms. So some of the solutions I have, I've learned from a mom. And she tells me, you know what, Esther, I did this and it worked. And then you tell her mom, it works. And they're like, oh, Esther, you are a pro. And I'm like, actually learned from this mom, know. But that's the thing. So I learned a lot during those years that I was not charging. And for me, it is a passion. And so sometimes I still don't charge. There are moms I don't charge. If I meet a mom who cannot afford, but she needs the help.
That's true.
I am happy to help, but I'm also charging the ones who can't pay.
I know.
So that at least I can earn a living. So
yes.
It's a give and take, I guess, as we go along. And it's been amazing.
And you see, what you're actually providing is a solution to a problem that's existing.
Yes.
And that's why you find people are willing to pay for it. Because what you're bringing to the table is very valuable. I think that you see, it's valuable enough for her to want to come back the second time, for her to want to refer you to almost everybody she meets,
Yes.
So I'm glad that you were able to finally put some money into it. And also at the same time, that if you find somebody who can't afford, you're able to negotiate
or charge whatever. But one of the things that I've also learned is that people value information more when they pay for it. So I will even charge, even the one in right there in Kibera, I will charge. I will
for
charge
them to
50
place
bob
value on your coming.
Yes, and I find that that's just the human psyche.
Exactly.
And that was taught for by one of my trainers along the way. And they said when you charge something, that information is very valued, and it helps more. Yeah, and that's why you'll find. When people are given things for free, they even throw them along the street.
Sometimes they don't value them.
And yet someone has actually spent that money to use it. But when they pay, even if it's 10 shillings, they're going to value that.
That's true. So tell us a little bit about the qualifications you have. Did you get them? I mean, did you go to school in, where can somebody go in Kenya if they want to do the kind of job that you
So in Kenya right now, we are coming up with systems that are starting to gain root. Like, for example, even for midwives who want to learn about lactation, Amref University right now has offering a course that actually helps these midwives become more skilled, so that if they met her and she's not doing a good latch, she would have been told.
They can offer the service.
We've got other courses that come up. So there's help.
And you talked about KNH also.
KNH,
that's why you did
for
your
me,
first.
They have a lactation management course that they offer. So there's actually, if you are out there, and you can look for me and I'll guide you in whichever directions that you want to do.
And some of the certifications also you mentioned, you've actually studied abroad as well.
Especially earlier, there was no one offering them. So I had to go out.
Where did you study?
I have 2 certifications from America. I have another one from the UK. I have 2 from the UK. And
so you're very skilled. I really wanted that to come out because this is something
I have actually
that is very
trained.
professional, you know? And it's something that also, when you put it out there, that you have invested in yourself to be able to give the best service, even when you're charging, people know that they are paying for value.
Paying for value.
Yeah, so do not feel shy about it. I almost had to really draw that out.
Yes.
But it's
no,
really
I am
awesome.
Actually trained. I have gone to school, spent many days and hours getting the
to be able to
information
help mothers.
And plus the experience. Because as I said, what you learn in class is just maybe 50%. The rest you learn as you go along, as you meet many moms. So 8,000 babies later, I am
Those are many.
Those are many.
8,000. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I've actually held. I keep saying I'm very blessed because I hold them. I wash them sometimes. My mom doesn't know how to wash her baby.
Oh, that's another thing that actually we need to talk about with you. Like, does she come home as well to help you? Like the first wash, I know, and also how to handle the umbilical cord.
Esther tells you everything.
Yeah.
So, as I said, she came home. She helped me with the latch. We talked about food, what to eat, what not to eat. There's some foods that you'll eat that will affect, that will make your baby gassy. Those kind of things.
Like which ones are they? The ones that people like to bring to you?
Yes, some of them.
For example.
Depending on which part of the country you come from.
People watching, try and avoid this.
Like
try and have this.
Dengus,
yes.
Jahiz. For some babies, they get very gassy. Sometimes if you eat too much bread, wheat. Sometimes you're taking too much milk. Yeah, so sometimes it's keeping a food diary and noticing my baby
how the
seems
baby
to
changes.
cry. Yeah, my baby seems every time.
But you can
eat
also
this,
hear. You can hear their tummy because I was eating.
Really?
I was eating because I was now not doing the wheat and stuff. So I was eating, you know, sweet potatoes and arrowroots. Then I noticed, my baby's stomach is sounding like a tractor. Yeah, and I'm thinking, but I'm eating healthy things.
Yeah, like whole.
You know. So I called Esther and she told me, okay, you need to put a food diary.
Yes.
So I went by elimination. So I saw the day that I didn't eat sweet potatoes, I was like...
The rumbling was less.
Yeah, there was no rumbling. Yeah. So I said, aha, you're the problem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're able to eliminate the
So
feelings.
you go by elimination.
Wow.
So we did the bath. She came to make sure that I was doing... No, me, I'm those mothers of when we are there in hospital, I want to come for that class and see, how are you bathing this baby?
I know.
What are we doing? How do you hold? But then, of course, I wanted her to come and see, am I doing it correctly? Massaging.
Massaging the baby.
Yeah, massaging the baby.
And that has a stimulating effect on the baby.
Yeah.
You know.
How do you massage? And then we got to weaning.
Before we get to winning, how was it at hospital? Because did you have your own gynae or did you use the hospitals?
No, I had my own.
You had your own?
Yeah.
So you had a gynae, you had nurses, and then you had a doula?
Yes.
How was she received by the other medical practitioners? Were they welcoming or did they wonder why you had her? Can you remember?
You know, and she came to my room.
You see, we interact with them and we have
so I really don't know what was
relationship.
For you, your interaction with her was one-on-one, without the others being present.
Because for me, I am there for the mother. But out of respect, I'll go and introduce myself and say, I'm here to see so-and-so, I'm here. So it's taking a while for the hospitals to catch up, but some hospitals have caught up, but some are still out there. So sometimes I'll just come and say, I've come to visit so-and-so.
Instead of giving too much
information,
which is good, which they are not either aware of.
So I just come visit and go. But most of my work I do at home. Because this mom was just in hospital for 2-3 days.
Actually, that's
and
true.
Then she's
and then
home.
You're back home.
And that's where actually a lot of infant deaths happen in the first month. And so many of them is lack of information. I have moms
to make the baby lie.
Like
especially sleeping.
Exactly.
Especially
And you can
sleeping.
imagine
Or sometimes how to know
avoided.
that your baby is actually getting enough. So especially with the free maternity care. And that for me, it's such a passion to these women who are out there in the country and maybe even who are watching. So sometimes they go home and they don't even know how to know that their baby is getting enough milk.
There's a way.
Yes.
Because you know when you're breastfeeding, how will you know the quantity?
How will you know that the baby is getting enough?
So
we have babies coming back with dehydration, kidneys failing. The mother is saying, I thought the baby, like in her case. So if you don't catch, so what happens is you should check and make sure that your baby is actually passing urine. So sometimes your baby might even be passing a bit of stool, but no urine. So if a day has gone by and the diaper still remains wet.
That can happen. You can have a baby who's
Many.
That's already
and you see, because the baby is latching wrong, they're not actually getting any
milk.
Any milk out. Guess what, ladies? I am sorry.
Time
Looks
is
like,
gone.
we're all mothers here. We can go on and on and on, but time is up. And I'd like you to give a parting shot. Please give a parting shot. And Julie also, I'd like you to give a parting shot. Let people know how they can be in touch with you. Where are you located or are you on social media?
Okay. So I'm so happy to talk to mothers and support them. And look for me, Esther the Doula, on all platforms. You can find me. And I can talk to you about how to support you in whichever part of the journey that you are on. And you know what? Every mother needs a mother. So look for help if you're feeling overwhelmed. You'll get it. You'll get it.
This is your mother from another mother.
Yes.
Yes, Julie, give us a parting shot.
For the moms out there and for the moms to be, don't try and do it on your own. It's a wonderful journey. It's an amazing journey. Try and find somebody who you can walk that journey with.
You don't want people to be super moms?
No, don't be a super mom. Don't be a super mom. Don't try. Don't
you need
try.
all the help you can get.
You need all the help.
And Esther is here to be able to provide that resource. Esther the Doula.
Yes.
That's
Esther
your brand.
The Doula, one word. All platforms you'll get me.
All right, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you, and I've learned so much. And
Thank you for having
are you
us.
going to have another baby?
Yeah,
who knows? Client. If I do, I know who to call, right?
You too. You can also bring one.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.